Hi, everybody. It's Kay the Reader, and today I'm going to share with you the books that I am reading for April 2014. And the first one I've shown on camera before. It is Cutting for Stone by Abraham Verghese, or Verghese, I don't know how you say his name. This very long book. Personally, I don't like long books, but because it's a book club selection, I want to, fulfill my obligation of reading the book. So I cheated a little bit. I went to the library and picked it up on audio, and I'm on disc, I think, 13 of 19, because, the story is just so long. It's good, though. It's about Marion and Shiva Stone, who are twin brothers. They're the product of an affair between an Indian nurse and a British surgeon. And it's about, it's a coming of age story. It's about their lives growing up in and around the hospital where their parents worked. So, Cutting for Stone, 650 something pages, long book, very good book, but long book. Okay, the next book I picked up at the library, The Replacement Wife by Tiffany L. Warren. I read a lot of good things about this book on Facebook and on Goodreads. It's about a man named Quentin Chambers whose wife has been dead for 5 years. He has 5 children, and the kids are getting out of control. So he hires a live-in nanny named Montana, and she's pretty, she's compassionate, church-going, and even has a beautiful singing voice. The kids love her, Quentin loves her, but I bet there's one person who doesn't love her, and that is Chloe, who was a friend, it has in quotes, of Quentin's first wife. And she's been scheming to become the next Mrs. Chambers since the funeral. And she's convinced she's just one seduction away from getting a marriage proposal. So that lets me know that Chloe is going to be a hot mess. And I can't wait to read this book to see what she does to get her man. Or not. Next is The Replacement Wife by, listen to me. Next is If You Don't Know Me by Mary B. Morrison. And I picked up this book at the library because of name recognition, but I wish I would have read the synopsis first because then I would have found out that this book is part of a series and it's part 3 of the series. So I'm all lost and discombobulated trying to figure out the inner workings of these characters and how their lives mesh together. And it's confusing for me, but it's about a man named Chicago DuBois who's married to a woman named Madison. They're separated because Madison had a baby, but we don't know who the baby daddy is, or at least I don't. I don't know if it's the man she cheated with or if it's Chicago's baby. And she's trying to keep Chicago, but Cindy Singleton, who's a sexy young attorney, she has her eyes set on Chicago. And I guess he has to decide, is he going to stay with his wife, go with Cindy? I don't know. We'll have to read and see. So that's If You Don't Know Me, Mary B. Morrison. But I suggest that if you get this book, that you pick up the first 2 in the series. If I can't have you, and I'd rather be with you. Don't be like me and just pick it up without checking to see, whether or not it's part of the series. Next, I'm reading, what is it? It's on my note. Infected by Scott Sigler, and it is part 1 of a series. And I thought it was going to be more like a zombie novel because I like that. I love zombies, like Walking Dead and all that kind of stuff. But maybe because this is the first book in the series, it's eventually going to come to that. But right now, a crazy disease is sweeping across America. There's like some type of bug or germ that gets into people's systems, and it causes them to get these triangles on their body, and they become these brutal killers. They kill, the people they love, and then they end up killing themselves sometimes. And when they die, their bodies decompose like quickly. They're turned into like ash or slime or something like that. Anyway, the book is good. Thus far, I think I'm on chapter 11, so I'm enjoying that book. And I'm also reading at a very slow pace Sins of the Father by Angela Benson. It's on my desk at work. It's one of those books where, I pick it up and read it during lunch or on a break, something like that. It's about a man named Abraham Martin who is very wealthy, and he has a wife and a son who is kind of rebellious. But what other people don't know is that he also has a secret second family. And now he's at a point in his life where he wants to bring his illegitimate children out of the closet, put them on Front Street, bring them into his business, bring them into the family. good luck with that, Abraham, because, I'm reading, I'm at the very beginning of the book, but things don't look so pretty for you right now. So good luck with that. So I'll have to read and find out what happens with Abraham Martin and his family. So those are the books that I'm reading right now for April 2014. If you've read any of these books, just leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about them, or you can just share with me what you are reading. So I'm getting ready to head off to church. This morning is so beautiful outside. I wish you could just see. You see the sunlight coming through the window. It's just so beautiful outside. We've all had a long, cold, icy, snowy winter. Um, different parts of the country. Oh, look at my platinum highlights showing. My natural platinum highlights. Yeah. Anyway, so I can't wait to get out and enjoy some of the sunshine today, and then get back into, study for a test, and then maybe read a little bit. I will show you, I have been crocheting a little bit, you know. This is the start of a Happy Days halter, patterned by the Double Stitch Twins, that can be found on redheart.com if you're into crocheting. And I also freestyled this halter. Is not finished yet, but I just picked up some yarn one day and I started hooking, and this is the result. This is the back. So it's not finished. You can see all the strings still hanging. So maybe one day I'll wear it, or I'll show it when it's actually completed. And that's it. That's what I've been up to. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.